Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
Right now on 10 News at 6, for the second time in a row, a deadlocked jury for charges of child endangerment.
I can't see this man going to jail and have to sit there and think about that.
What's next in the case of a father whose young child shot himself with his gun?
Plus, if you haven't gotten everything you need for your Super Bowl party, you might want to head to the store now. What local grocers say have been the hardest items to find and why.
It felt like April outside today, but the February weather may not be done with us just yet. We'll talk about when you could see some wintry weather in your backyard and when it all starts and when it all ends coming up.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for 10 News at 6. I'm Brittany McGraw.
I'm John Carlin. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Buena Vista. A death investigation's been launched by Virginia State Police.
We're told a man's body was found after a reported house fire on 13th Street and Cherry Avenue. Police have not released his name.
And another breaking news update. Less than an hour ago, we have learned a second pedestrian has died after a crash in Botetourt County. State police say 27-year-old Benjamin Lee of Troutville died at Roanoke Memorial Hospital. That crash happened on Wednesday morning in the Troutville area. As we reported, one person died at the scene after being hit by a car. The driver of the car was not hurt.
A Danville man is facing charges in a double homicide that happened in Pittsylvania County in December. Authorities arrested Omar Rodriguez this morning in the murder of 25-year-old Onesimo Silva Garcia and 33-year-old Victor Garcia Mayorga. Rodriguez is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder. This comes after the 2 men, who are now known as brothers from Mexico, were found dead inside of a burning home in the 800 block of Old Mayfield Road. Investigators say they died of gunshot wounds.
A man on trial for a second time in connection to his son's death walked out of an Allegheny County courtroom today, no longer facing charges. Benjamin Jacobson was facing a felony charge after his 2-year-old accidentally shot himself with Jacobson's gun. 10 News reporter Alexis Davila explains why the case was so tough for jurors and led to 2 hung juries.
A juror tells me it came down to one word: negligence. 6 of the jurors felt that the father could have done more to protect his son from getting a hold of that gun. The other 6 jurors felt that they could not send a father to jail for this accident. Tearful church supporters from Harrisonburg hugged Benjamin Jacobson after exiting the Allegheny County Courthouse Friday afternoon. Jacobson was facing a child endangerment charge in connection to the death of his son. In June 2020, Jacobson's 2-year-old son accidentally shot himself with Jacobson's gun that was underneath an air mattress while camping near Lake Moonmaw. After 2 days of reviewing evidence, a dozen jurors were sent to deliberate. But after deliberating twice, the jurors could not make a unanimous decision.
And we were deadlocked, and that was not going to change. We went around the table several times, and everyone gave their reasons why.
As a father who has lost a son, Harrison said he could not send Jacobson to jail.
You think about it all the time, and it's not really a punishment, it's just a sadness that you carry around with you. And I can't see this man going to jail and have to sit there and think about that.
Judge Ed Stein agreed to the defense's request to dismiss the charge. Jacobson's attorney Aaron Cook tells me the family has not been able to grieve since the loss of their son and says the outcome is a sign that the judicial system worked. Harrison tells me he had no idea this was the second time Jacobson was on trial for this incident, and he says that it was one of the toughest cases he ever had to watch. In Covington, Alexis Davila, 10 News, working for you.
Turning now to your forecast, Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowitz joins us now.
And Jeff, this has been a great week weather-wise, but probably.
Ooh, look at that timeline behind Jeff. Ooh.
Nothing to see here.
Okay, let's
see if
move
we can
on.
block that out.
Right.
Yeah, things change for us here as we head into the weekend. Tomorrow's still a very warm day. Gonna have more clouds around, but it's still going to be a day with temperatures above average. And then Saturday night into Sunday, that's when things really start to change. Roughly from 2 a.m. through the early afternoon hours of Sunday, that is when we're going to have some light snow moving in from the west to the east. In the afternoon, after 1, 2 o'clock, we are for the most part dry, but we're going to to be breezy with temperatures above 32. And then later Sunday night could have some refreezing possible, even though we're going to be dry. Let's talk about the impacts. We could see up to an inch or two across many of our backyards. That's 0 to 1, maybe 2 inches. Some of us will see absolutely nothing. Others could see an inch or two out of this. The roads may turn briefly slick as we head late Saturday night into Sunday morning. For instance, if you're looking at Sunday, the road conditions may be slicker heading off to church than they will be as you perhaps head to your Super Bowl festivities. Outages not going to happen. We're not going to see enough snow. The regional view showing that we do have some rain to the west of us. Out ahead of this, yes, we are starting to see a little more cloud cover, and clouds will continue to roll in for us here tonight. More clouds on Saturday with a stray shower possible. Temperatures start out in the 40s with highs around 60 degrees, so it is going to be another warm day on Saturday before temperatures plummet Saturday night into Sunday. John?
Thank you, Jeff. Starting next week, Virginia's seasonal burn ban is back in effect. Officials say there shouldn't be open fires from 4 in the evening until 10 at night. A violation of the ban is a Class 4 misdemeanor, which means a fine of up to $500. That ban's in place till April 30th.
Roanoke County says they are in desperate need of bus drivers, and they're willing to pay out to get them. Officials say they have more than a dozen openings. Pay is close to $17 an hour. For new drivers, there is a $1,000 bonus. Those who already have a CDL get a $1,500 bonus. No prior experience is necessary.
You do not have to have any experience necessary. If you don't have a CDL, we're going to train you, and we're going to help you get that CDL.
Right now, no bus routes are canceled, but there are some routes that have to be extended and doubled up.
A bill to remove part of Virginia's grocery tax has moved forward another step. This morning, lawmakers from both sides approved the bill for the first time. That bill still needs to be voted on by the Virginia Senate and House before it then would head to Governor Glenn Youngkin's desk.
A Night to Shine kicks off in Christiansburg. We'll explain why this year's event looked much different than before.
Have a question about current events, new laws?
We can help. Just ask 10.
It's easy. Go to WSLS.com, click on the menu icon, and click Ask 10. Type your question.
We'll get to work on your answer. Ask 10 on WSLS.com.
Belmont Christian Church and community partners in Christiansburg have teamed up with the Tim Tebow Foundation to host something called Night to Shine.
It's a prom experience for people with special needs who are 14 and older. This year, though, was a little different. The event was drive-through due to COVID concerns. Virginia Tech, Radford, and Christiansburg Middle School cheerleaders were on hand to cheer those in attendance. Caregivers received gifts, and the guests had the opportunity to have their picture taken with the Hokie bird.
They also received a crown, as you saw in the video, and finished the night with the DJ welcoming them by name for a moment on the red carpet.
It just gives us an opportunity to celebrate those with special needs and to celebrate their caregivers and let them know we're here for them and we want to bless their lives and that there are people who love them and we just want them to have the best time possible.
Former quarterback Tim Tebow launched A Night to Shine back in 2014.
From wings to drink, the Super Bowl means super snacks. What experts say will be the cheapest food to add to your buffet.
And you are looking at a live picture from our Liberty University Skycam overlooking the hill city of Lynchburg. A gorgeous end to what was a very nice day. Yes, a little more cloud cover out there right now. Clouds will continue to thicken. We'll let you know when these clouds will produce some snow showers coming up.
Super Bowl Sunday is about more than just football. For many of us, it's a chance to indulge in the other great American pastime, snacking.
Snacking.
Oh, yes.
Love the snacking. Right. But tonight, reporter Courtney Lockie found out some of our favorites are going to be harder to find and will cost us more this year.
The rush is underway at grocery stores like F&L Market in Lynchburg, where people are stocking up for their Super Bowl menus.
We had a customer order 45 steaks for a get-together this weekend.
But the supply chain and labor shortages threaten to leave football fans hungry or paying more for their game day snack.
Watch Super Bowl, eat ribs and chicken wings and chips and stuff like that.
Harold Lerner isn't taking any chances. He drove all the way from Rustburg to avoid empty shelves and high prices.
I live 18 miles away. I still come here instead of going to Food Line at 6 miles away.
Still, making sure shoppers like Harold have what they need hasn't been easy. especially when it comes to chicken.
We're having to hustle a little more. We're having to work a lot harder to find product. But, you know, we've been very fortunate.
They're having to get creative to keep shelves stocked. While F&L has been able to do that, they haven't been able to avoid rising prices.
Everything's up. It's across the board.
Economists say the price of hosting a Super Bowl party is up about 15% this year. That's mainly thanks to higher meat and soft drink prices. Luckily, not all Super Bowl snacks will cost big bucks. Hot dogs, chips, and veggies are a little cheaper than last year. In Lynchburg, Courtney Lockie, 10 News working for you.
That's right. Make sure you have a full-on veggie spread at your Super Bowl party.
No.
Just going to leave that right there.
Just pay the extra 14% and have the good stuff, as much as that hurts.
Fans in Southwest Virginia are getting excited for the big game.
And one family in Christiansburg has passed down their love of the game for generations. In fact, over 40 years ago, Geraldine Beasley made her young son Darren a sweatshirt with a Bengals helmet on it. And now Darren is a grandfather himself, and his wife Natasha kept that sweatshirt from his childhood. During the Bengals playoff run, she got it out for their granddaughter.
I get a text from him, and he said, "Do you recognize this shirt?" And I said, "Is that the shirt I made you?" And he said, "Yes, Granny, it is," and said, "I've kept it." I couldn't believe that he'd kept it all that time, but he did.
How about that? Geraldine says that she will make Austin more Bengals shirts when she outgrows this one. And you can watch the Super Bowl right here on WSLS on Sunday night. The game begins at 6:30, but you can actually catch the pregame coverage all day long.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
All is quiet here on the local radar. A couple more clouds outside towards the mountains than what we had outside not more than 2-3 hours ago. But we are dry. We're going to stay dry here for the most part tonight into tomorrow. Just a minimal chance for a stray shower overnight into Saturday. And then if we do see a stray shower or two, the highest likelihood to see that would be in the Highlands and or the New River Valley. Lynchburg, Southside, you're going to be dry here as we head into tonight and Saturday. Now, Saturday's certainly going to have more clouds than what we had outside for today. That is a certainty. We're going to, I think, be partly to at times mostly cloudy on Saturday. And then Saturday night, everything changes. We're going to start to see some scattered rain showers developing soon after the sun goes down. 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow evening, we're going to have a little bit of rain developing. And then as we turn colder Saturday night, any rain showers will change over to snow showers. So snow showers will start to, I think, be the main precipitation type after 1, 2, 3 o'clock on Sunday morning. Going to continue to have that chance for some snow showers as we head into Sunday morning. I think anytime between about 9 and noon, most of these snow showers will skedaddle. And by Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl afternoon, we're going to have increasing amounts of sunshine. So if you head off to church Sunday morning, you may have a couple of slick roads. But if you're heading off to your Super Bowl parties later in the day, I think the road should be okay by then because we're going to get above freezing and actually see a little bit of sunshine. All right, so let's talk about how much snow we're going to see here. Saturday night into Sunday morning, it's not going to be much. Most of us are up to 1 inch. In this light blue, that is 0 to 1. However, you head up a little further north of Lynchburg into places like Amherst, Nelson, Rockbridge, parts of Bath, and Highland counties. That's where we could see a little bit more than an inch of snow. 1 to 2 inches of snow possible there. An isolated 3-inch total cannot be ruled out. But the vast majority of us see up to 1 inch. That's 0 to 1 inch with this storm system Saturday night into Sunday morning. So you'll notice the winter weather impact limited to minor all across the eastern seaboard. From the Commonwealth all the way up to New England, this just doesn't look to be a big deal. So for us here, again, we are looking at areas perhaps north of Lynchburg having the greatest impact, and that's where you could see a couple of inches of snow. It's going to be cold here as we head into Sunday, and it's going to stay cold here on Valentine's Day. Notice temperatures starting off Valentine's Day in the 20s. We're in the mid to upper 30s as you head into the afternoon. And then for date night, as you head out and about Monday night, temperatures will be near freezing. So make sure to bundle up and take good care. Temperatures right now, very warm. 63 in Roanoke, also Lynchburg, Smith Mountain Lake 2. Lower 60s out across Southside, middle 50s in the New River Valley. It is 57 in Hot Springs. The Pacific North American Oscillation, we're still talking about that. Now, there's a positive and there's a negative phase. Negative means it's mostly warm here. The positive phase means that we have more cold outbreaks. Look what happens for us as we head after Valentine's Day. We get more into the negative phase, which means as we head into the mid to latter part of February, we're going to have more warm days to enjoy. So overall, right now, temperatures in February right about average, but as we head into later February, we're going to really start to warm those temperatures up for the average for the month. For tonight, clouds arrive. We're not nearly as cold. Overnight lows between about 40 and 46. Your 3-day zone-by-zone forecast, 50s tomorrow in the NRV, 30s on Sunday and Monday. Going to have some snow showers possible Saturday night into Sunday morning across the highlands. Ditto for south side. Temperatures on Saturday, 60s, falling into the 40s Sunday and Monday. Lynchburg, you're falling to near 40 Sunday, Monday, but by Thursday and Friday of next week, you're back into the 60s. And across the Roanoke Valley, you are looking at some snow showers possible Saturday night into early Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, dry with a good chance for rain Thursday afternoon into Friday. Appy.
All right, Jeff, we'll talk Rams defense as that big game approaches right here on NBC. And to the home of the Vikings we go for another signing day spectacular. Sports is next.
And now, the Freedom First Sports Desk with John Appicello.
For some people that were rec coaches that were here and some other people that are involved in the rec program that don't work at the school or don't coach at the school, but they were in attendance today. And I noticed that, and I think that says a lot about the community and what these guys have meant to the community. And that's what we want to build as a athletic program at Northside from the top down.
That's Vikings AD Tyler Deacon on the homegrown Northside talent at signing day today. Wide receiver Cam Abshire playing at Emory and Henry. Defensive end John Farmer heads to Ferrum College. Rover Nathan Funk to Bridgewater. And linebacker Travis Oliver to Hampton Sydney. Golfer Peyton Spangler will continue his career at Emory and Henry as well. Congrats to all. All right, Rams, the key component of the Virginia Tech women's upset of number 11 Georgia Tech last night. The play of point guard Georgia A. Moore, the 5'6" sophomore guard from Australia, 5 of 6 from three-point range, finished with 21 points, 6 assists, and leading the Hokies to the upset win.
I think just being confident. This morning, Coach Brooks and I, we always shoot, and I think that just gives me a little bit of confidence going into the game. But just knowing that when I'm open, knocking it down, and you know, when you hit threes like those, that's just crucial, and it's a dagger in Georgia Tech's defense. So the more we hit those, the more they soften up.
Georgia and I have had this little game going on, and I'll ask her, I'll say, who's the best point guard in the ACC? And when we first started it, reluctantly, she would say, I am. And, you know, it was a question right back to me. And now, you know, she's getting more and more confidence, and she says, I am. And so just played a phenomenal game. I thought she controlled it right from the start.
23rd ranked North Carolina next for the Hokies Sunday at 3. Here is your medal count with this reminder. Olympic Zone coming at 7:30 tonight. A big ACC wrestling showdown. Marshall, ODU, and Southern Miss leaving Conference USA for the Sun Belt in June. And now official, no Tyler Higbee, the tight end for the Rams, in the Super Bowl. Back to you.
Thank you, Appy. Nightly News is coming up next.
We'll see you back here at 7.